Bloonarius is a pretty easy boss to beat, unless you're dealing with tricky tracks. The newest map added this update, that is hell. Not just in vanilla gameplay, but especially so for bosses. So much so that there's extra starting cash. They've reduced the mob speed and the boss speed. And aside from a few hero brands, everything else is enabled. So what's so hard about it, even with the, well, gigantuan starting cash? You'll see once tier 1 hits. But for now, we'll start with the early game. 4,700 is almost enough for a bank, but not quite. So we're just going to get it 2-0. And that's not enough money for the free Dart and Adora dropped. And immediately after playing, this new addition, this update, is very, very apparent. The Frontier pop effect shows a giant bang, peow, every time a balloon is popped. I have not seen this yet, but that is very out there and a little bit over the top for just popping one balloon, I feel like. God, it's kind of distracting, not gonna lie, so I'll probably get rid of it in a little bit. Anyway, of the 5 heroes that were available, we end up with a Dora because the strategy we're going for is pretty much perfect for Adora, aka Super Monkeys. Sun Avatar plus Adora is an incredibly popular least cash strategy because Sun Avatars, when you triple discount them, are very cheap and damage efficient, especially paired with debuffs. So that's our end goal for tier 5. Oh, and I guess also, why not play the elite version? Because normally I do that when a boss is tricky. Haha, get it? But I don't know, sometimes I just feel like switching up, and also the strategy for least cash seems more fun to do in my IMO. Not that Sun Avatar is the only strategy, there's definitely better strategies than this, but it's fun, because discounting is very important. What's great about Dora too is that even though she can only see 2 lanes, the Seeking Bolts basically act like she can see all 3. So that's allowing her to solo this run so far. After this round, we're gonna get a fat cash out from this, and then deposit, and then turn this into, you know it, the Monkey Obelisk in a bitty. Okay, one more round to collect this. I'll use the Adore ability just for the purples here. And I actually don't have the IMF alone ability up. This is kind of not good. Guess I'll lose a little bit of money in the process, but I'll deal with it. So 3 discounts. Will be a little bit of lost money here, but that's alright. Low now, collect, 1, 2, 3. And we keep the discounts because, again, it's least cash, so you don't want to sell it, rather, you want to triple discount everything you want to end up getting next. And what we're getting next is, I'm going to buy a larger radius, so this can reach a little bit further. And then triply discount a heli pilot as far away as I can, so that it's not using up prime real estate, because I'm going to keep this the rest of the game. And we're going to go with the good old-fashioned Chinook Gaming, because this is also a moneymaker, and can move our towers, again, from a triply discounted position to wherever we want it in the end. That may not be under all 3 villages. You've probably seen this many times before if you've seen my boss videos, all of them, but simply, like, put a tower here, say Chinook it over here, next tower here, over here, etc., etc. It's very satisfying. Unfortunately, I want to place a Super Monkey under 3 discounts, but I can't do that, I don't think, without selling the free Dart Monkey. That's a rip, but thankfully, because we have triple discount villages, it's worth doing early, after I get my Chinook, of course, so waiting. Ideally, I'd also like to try to stall the rounds out, like, say, blow back that yellow. Didn't really work out there, but if you want to squeeze out a little bit more money too, we would use the blowback to our advantage. That's all. Oh, and actually, instead of selling the Dart Monkey, since I have Chinook now, I can just do the following. Move it away from where the Super Monkey was supposed to be able to see. So now we got about $32,000 for tier 1 defense, because we need to go for Sun Avatar anyway, and I actually want to get a temple, even though it is very expensive. It actually ends up paying itself off with the discounts. And yes, that's even after the temple nerfs, which, by the way, before this update, I most likely would have gone for a 25k support sacrifice, which I almost always talk about. But gone are the days of a 25k sacrifice, because just so you know, it's now 40,000 to get the max discount, 20%, 45,000. So while we're already at 45k, might as well just get to the 50k for the +1 damage, so that's gonna add 25k to our score essentially, but the 25k sacrifice is well worth the amount of money we end up saving by discounting a bunch of Sun Avatars. Now, on top of this, I'm also going to triply discount, if I can put it over here, a Spike Factory. Or actually, hold on. Before I drop the Spike Factory down, let me just play the round and show you what happens if we, say, don't get a Spike Factory. Because the Cyavatar is already strong enough on its own to take down Tier 1, believe it or not. Why Jungle Drums 2 to speed it up? I should also mention at this point, credits to Vadim for part of this strategy. Because during weeks where I'm busy, stressed, and can't come up with my own strategy in a decent enough time. Oh, also, let me pick up on that thought later, because you just saw there. First skull hit, and the balloon insights just zoomed into the exit. And that's the issue with tricky tracks on a boss. The boss moves at a set speed, unlike the balloons that go fast, stop in the middle, and then speed up. However, for the Bloonarius inside spawns, that's not how they operate. They operate the same as a normal balloon would, and because Bloonarius spews out balloons ahead of itself, that means if it's close to the middle, then it'll end up spewing the ceramics, say, over here, and then they get the speed immediately, which is like half a second before dying. And that is why you need a Spike Factory. The only Spike Factory strong enough would be a top path. Spike mines I can barely afford, but I can make some money in the middle around. But as I was saying, there's some weeks here where, you know, there's just a lot going on. So guides are very helpful in just giving me a head start. But obviously, I want to do things on my own accord too. So it's not going to be a one-for-one. Although there's not really much you can do with the Sun Avatar strategy in terms of switching up. It's just going to be debuffs upon debuffs after getting the temple. But the 402 is the best way to go about this, or 420, but I think if you add all of this up... Oh, why did I send the train? I'm an idiot. Let's go back. There's an issue on this map where if you try to click a tower, like, the send train button is on top of it, which makes it really, really, really annoying. I just forgot to buy Jungle Drum, so I probably gotta redo this round like an idiot. Anyway, first skull now, and it should be defended, because it's just like 20 ceramics by the Spike Mines. Easy. It's because it has explosion, so that really helps for the balloony insides. Now it's just a matter of hopefully Bloonarius doesn't get too far to the point where it will delete all these spikes. And also, at the start of a new round, the spikes also delete, so I have to time it so that when the skull hits, the round is, like, not completely over with. I guess to help that... Oh, yeah, I could stall these camos here. Come on. Get to the skull. Don't end this round with a Chinook. Perfect. Perfect. Leave the yellows alive. Beautiful. And now we can continue, pop this, and start round 43. And hopefully we can clutch that with the last skull, too. I can't stall 43. It's gotta be 44. Okay, good. Maybe don't do as much damage. Oh, God. I don't know if this is gonna be enough. Maybe I'll use the Chinook here. Blow back some. Nice. That was like one spike left over. We didn't need too much, so that's good. But that's how you do it. Tier 1, pretty easy. But because it's least cash, I don't want to keep buying income. So in order to get this Sun Temple, this is all my farming. I just gotta rely on how long it takes for Monkeyopolis and the Chinook crates to get me to that amount. And also, we'll do normal targeting, so that Spike Factory can throw on two of the 3 lanes, just to make it a little bit easier for ourselves while we defend. That's all. I did the math, and I'm pretty sure that all of the towers combined here, support towers, equate to about 48.8k on the support sacrifice. And also, did you see that clean stall there? Left that camel bread alive as long as I could for a little bit faster of a temple. But yeah, I believe I'm about 1k short in hitting 50k, so I'll add 1k of support after. And that's also why I went Spike Factory, because it has to be support category, what we use to defend these ceramic insides. Even if not for support, Spike Factory obviously would have been the easiest way. Any road item, really, because there's no DPS tower you could do to really save those 20 speeding ceramics. Or if there is one, it would be very, very cost inefficient. One more round until Temple, although this round with the most amount of camos being around so far is a trouble. Because, well, this one Chinook has to deal with 1/3 of the rainbows here. But all good, we can end the stall now and hopefully spend as little as possible, which I think it'll just be a Jungle Drums. I need to spend 1,200, and this is 1,400, so yeah, that's way safer than normal. Okay, now we're short, but play 1 round. Spawn it in. There's no camos till 59, so there's no issue. Don't eat up the heli. Perfect. It ate up my free Dart Monkey, which I find very sad. And now to confirm whether I did things right. This sniper must do, I believe, 4 damage when it shoots. Perfect. It did get the +2 and 50k. Before we play the next round, I have to figure out my village placements because we need to get 3 of them pronto before we buy anything more. But I also don't want the 3 villages to be in spots where they block good Sun Avatar spots because this does matter. These villages are going to be here pretty much for the rest of the game. I'll move a door out so that we can use a better prime real estate spot here. I would say this could be my jungle jump spot because it has a lot of coverage where we can plop a Sun Avatar. Okay, I think this is good. My 3rd village will be all the way over in this track, and that leaves space for Sun Avatars over here. Perfect, perfect. I like this. So this here will be our jungle jumps, and I think I'm going to spend the money for primary mentoring. Does that save? Because I'm going to get Brittle and Glue Strike. Let me hold on that for now. But I suppose this could be the Camo Village, and that's all we gotta deal with for now. We can buy more upgrades later, but I guess we can also start the triple discounting. Take a look at how cheap the Sun Avatar is now. By the way, regular price is $20,000. This is 10.6. So yes, we're getting 47% off from all discounts combined. That's 20% from the temple, and 27% from the other 3 discounts. The cool thing is that they're additive, which makes us save even more money. And that's why, again, the temple is worth it. Otherwise, this would cost, 15k. Multiply that by 5 or 6 times, and you got yourselves a menace. Is just this also enough for a tier 2? I guess we'll see. But once I can move the Sun Avatar out of the way, I can quickly buy a second one with my funds here. I think I can plop this one over above here. And it'll be good. I'm going to save money, too, by only doing 3-1-0. It's enough range, trust me. And now, for the next Super Monkey. This might not be fast enough, though. Again, we don't have the luxury of having a Spike Factory tier 2. So, I don't know. Skull number 1 is fine, but I'm scared, boss. I'm scared. We've got 2 now, though. We'll buy 3-1-0 on this one as well. And I have a second Chinook ability coming up very soon, so we can plop our 3rd Super Monkey down after surviving this. Okay. No speedy ceramics, but I think the last skull is definitely going to be much speed. Can I fit this here? Yes, I can. Just under the post. 3rd one now. And here we go, last skull. Ability. Have Chinook ready. Okay, easier than I thought. No need to panic. That's all. So usually how lease cash works is, like, in some strategies you have a lot of overflow cash, which means we're going to have excess on tier 3 and tier 4, so they're going to be cakewalks. Our focus now is just to build the most cost-efficient setup to end up beating tier 5. So right now, I'll just buy the extreme minimum. So another 3-1-0. The reason why not getting more range, even though, like this spot, this obviously doesn't see Bloonarius at the entrance, but don't worry. Adore's sacrifice ability, which we'll use only on tier 5, will give Sun Avatars more range. Hence why I think I can skip out on an extra $1,000. It's a lot of money in this economy. Probably can't skip out on it for the Sun Avatars further out, but the ones in the middle, more central, they're okay to be at 3-1-0. So I think I did the math already. I need 7 Sun Avatars to survive tier 5 at minimum. We're going to hold off from buying our 7th because it's going to be right over here where my discount factory is. Next up, Cripple Mob is one of the debuffs of all time. One of the best debuffs of all time, I should reiterate or clarify. Plus 5 damage on every projectile, which is much worth it even if it costs like 3 times the price of a normal Sun Avatar. Stumbling on my words here a little bit. So this one will be methinks over here. Okay, let's go into tier 3 with just this now and 6 of these guys, and it should be even easier. Right now I'm actually leaning towards getting the primary mentoring because it also decreases the Glue Strike cooldown. Glue Strike is another +2 damage bonus. I could go +3 with Top Path, but I think less uptime makes it worse. Holy moly. This is one fast kill. So much so that I think this can also work for tier 4. So I guess I'll also just play that straight through. The less rounds I have to replay if I want to change my decisions, the better, essentially. Let's first see if this will be enough for tier 4. Also, I guess every single Super Monkey does not have to have 2 range upgrades, which is nice. All of them are not uber far away, although I think this one might have grounds for just 1 upgrade, so let me move it back. This one definitely needs range to hit immediately once tier 5 spawns in. I think we learned something though, and that is we are not going to have enough. Yeah, 1 skull in, and it's already killing us, so more pronto. That more is going to be simple. We'll buy everything I need right now, so primary mentoring first off. Going for a homeland because I think the double attack speed is much needed, even if expensive. A 7310 super over here. I will briefly move it over here, but I will move it back once I have the space available here. And now we need the following. Embrittlement. I'm going to do range because it already has full uptime, essentially, without getting attack speed, so we'd rather have more coverage. And then a glue strike here. I think it's 041 is all I need. Yeah, last and definitely least, super brittle, which puts our score at 417k, provided I don't buy more, but I think I do have to add a smidge more for tier 5. This should be a cakewalk though, at least the moment the super brittle gives the +4 debuff. And then another +2 debuff over here. Homeland now. I think it should be moving a lot faster. Yep, there's Skull 1. And there should be Skull 2, 3, and the end. By the way, Adora's Sacrifice, which I'm not using for this tier, is essentially 2x more damage, so in case you're wondering. How is this going to be enough, even if tier 4 takes this quote-unquote slow? Because tier 5 is 4 times the HP of a tier 4 boss, but I definitely don't have anywhere near enough to take down 4x that amount right now. Anyway, it's time to move everything to their final position, and I think Super Brittle will be nicely tucked over here. Now moving the Glue Strike, it just has to be in range of the primary mentoring for the cooldown reduction, that's all. Also, in advance for tier 5, put everything to strong, because with all of this DPS, they're gonna hit the balloons coming in on round 120 and etc. anyway. So no reason for avatars to focus them down specifically. Now with that, we're pretty much ready to rock and roll, although there's still one issue I have left in that in order to get the double attack speed from Adora Sacrifice, I need to sacrifice a $4,000 tower to start tier 5. However, every single tower I feel like I need here. The most expendable one that doesn't lose DPS is the support Chinook, but I actually have to move something mid-tier 5 if I want this defense to work, so that's not an option. The only option I think would be to upgrade this village to something expendable for 4k. So that'll be my plan A, upgrade that village. Now I had to put some of them on first to defend the AI coming in, but now all 7 on strong because they're going to have a lot more attack speed, and this is a bit more than 4k worth, but it's fine. And now for the moment of truth. If this defense doesn't work out, we'll slowly add one little bit of extra damage at a time. The first thing we need to do is give Adora range, so every Sun Avatar in range can get that bonus. So play, range, sacrifice, pause, homeland, and glue strike. And these 2 super monkeys are not attacking for the first 2 seconds, which is an issue. And if we're short by like 10k damage, then I guess I have to buy those 2 upgrades. They have 2 discounts on them, so I guess I'll say whatever. And lose out $50 on a 3rd sacrifice. Imagine that actually cost me. Anyway, Skull 1 should be easy. There does spawn out a bad, but we should be able to beat it just by the Sun Avatar's collateral. Although, I'll do one shot on first. Remember, the cripple shoots fast enough that we can already cycle its debuffs on 2 towers at a time. I also lost lives, probably as a consequence of putting stuff on strong, but we're good. Trust me here. Trust me. We got the homeland now. And this one should also be fine, but I'm gonna have to make a quick change to first to snipe. Oh, no, I died. Okay. That happening on Skull 2 of 3 is not ideal. And F it. Actually, oh, great. This is, because I bought range on this one, they can actually be a triple discount over here. So I'll start by just spending 1 extra K. So what I needed to do here is I need to move the Super Brittle up here. Let's hope we can still hit Bloonarius like that. Perfect, it does. And now we can sacrifice this thing. once 60 seconds is up. But hold up first, Homeland. This has got to go in first. No, now. Snipe. Oh, come on. It still doesn't work. Gonna lose all my monkey money doing this. All 261k left. Okay. How about 2 upgrades then? This one does also take 3 seconds to shoot, which kind of sucks. Okay, hold on. I think I realized my issue. It's that on the second skull, they were still targeting Bloonarius and not the stuff leaking, so I do actually have to put them back on first, briefly. Not just the sniper, but every stun avatar. So there's 6. There's 6 out of the 7. Now? Yes! We caught it. But that was scary as F. And now we'll briefly put some of them back on strong. But this still leaves me very spooked for the ending. Sacrifice the Chinook too. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna have enough for this. Last call. It's gotta be all hands on deck here. Where's the sniper? Shoot on first. Come on. Nope. Oh! No, it works. Huh? Okay. No idea how, with that being that far, we sniped it, but I guess it was a Sun Avatar diff. I think I probably could have gotten away in hindsight without buying epic range on one of the 2, but 1k we're not going to bother with it too much. Otherwise, it might be the difference between 14th and 15th place, not 2nd versus 3rd or 3rd versus 4th, which is a lot more important. But yeah, 424k for this week. I would say a fairly decent score. And decent, I guess it is, with us being 20th place in the leaderboard with a day left. So, easy and chill top 50. If you liked that and would like to see more, then don't worry. Got a big old playlist of boss episodes, including maybe this one that I haven't watched yet. Otherwise, stay tuned for maybe another weekly boss next week.